The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, January 15, reveal that Billy Abbott will throw a curveball. It turns out Billy will make a stunning choice, though this may actually be related to a decision he already made. Since Billy is headed to Paris with Sally Spectra, his vengeful Victor Newman plans should be put on hold for a bit. That news may come as a shock to Phyllis Summers and leave her pushing for info on why Billy's pumping the brakes, at least temporarily. Next on Wednesday's I and R episode, Adam Newman will get a shock of his own during a conversation with Chelsea Lawson. It looks like Chelsea will officially agree to move in the old ranch house and stun Adam with updates on Victoria Newman supporting the idea. Of course, Chelsea will want to discuss the ground rules of this arrangement, since she still doesn't intend to reunite with Adam romantically. This is about doing what's best for Connor Newman, so Adam may assure Chelsea that he understands. Deep down, Adam will inevitably hold on to hope that once they're all living under the same roof, Chelsea will start to see things his way about their romantic future. In the park, Claire Newman and Jordan's showdown will put Claire on an emotional roller coaster. Although Claire will face panic and fear, she'll also deal with plenty of anger since Jordan is on the loose and back to blow up lives. Jordan might suggest they should let the past go and make a pitch for Claire to be her ally again. As far as Jordan is concerned, the Newmans have brainwashed Claire into their own entitled way of thinking. Although Jordan will have hope for Claire to rejoin her side, Claire will make it clear that it's not happening. When Claire tries to call the cops, Jordan may bolt for now. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire will fill Victoria and Nikki Newman in on this face-off soon enough, so stick with us for more predictions on the next chapter of this twisted story. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, January 15, reveal that Billy Abbott will throw a curveball. It turns out Billy will make a stunning choice, though this may actually be related to a decision he already made. Since Billy is headed to Paris with Sally Spectra, his vengeful Victor Newman plans should be put on hold for a bit. That news may come as a shock to Phyllis Summers and leave her pushing for info on why Billy's pumping the brakes, at least temporarily. Next on Wednesday's I and R episode, Adam Newman will get a shock of his own during a conversation with Chelsea Lawson. It looks like Chelsea will officially agree to move in the old ranch house and stun Adam with updates on Victoria Newman supporting the idea. Of course, Chelsea will want to discuss the ground rules of this arrangement since she still doesn't intend to reunite with Adam romantically. This is about doing what's best for Connor Newman, so Adam may assure Chelsea that he understands. Deep down, Adam will inevitably hold on to hope that once they're all living under the same roof, Chelsea will start to see things his way about their romantic future. In the park, Claire Newman and Jordan's showdown will put Claire on an emotional roller coaster. Although Claire will face panic and fear, she'll also deal with plenty of anger since Jordan is on the loose and back to blow up lives. Jordan might suggest they should let the past go and make a pitch for Claire to be her ally again. As far as Jordan is concerned, the Newmans have brainwashed Claire into their own entitled way of thinking. Although Jordan will have hope for Claire to rejoin her side, Claire will make it clear that it's not happening. When Claire tries to call the cops, Jordan may bolt for now. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire will fill Victoria and Nikki Newman in on this face-off soon enough, so stick with us for more predictions on the next chapter of this twisted story. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 14, 2025 are here. In the next episode, fans can expect Victoria Newman and Chelsea Lawson to find common ground. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman faces a complication after she can't reach the crowbar in the corner. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon Newman's crowbar. Lie and R spoilers for Tuesday, January 14 reveal that Sharon is still stuck in captivity. Jordan did leave some food and water, so she's keeping her alive for a bit. However, if Jordan dies or gets arrested, then nobody will ever know what happened to Sharon. Now, Sharon is desperate to get out of her situation and is once again hallucinating Cameron Kirsten. Sharon saw a crowbar in the corner. Sharon did her best to reach that crowbar, but it was just out of reach. Lie and R spoilers. Nick Newman's theory. Everyone knows Sharon is missing, but no leads have been found yet. Nick Newman shares a new theory with Chance Chancellor. Nick has already shown that his gut instincts are pretty good. Could Nick realize that maybe Ian Ward and Jordan are working together, especially after Claire Grace Newman shares details about her unexpected encounter? The problem is that each time a good theory is shared with the police, they don't really act on it or do a real investigation. So Nick might once again have to play detective and save Sharon for himself. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Chelsea Lawson's dilemma. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 14 reveal that Chelsea and Victoria share common ground. Chelsea might talk to Victoria about Adam Newman's, Mark Grossman, offer. Victoria has gone through a similar situation with her own co-parenting, so she might offer Chelsea some wisdom. I and R spoilers. Tuesday, January 14, 2025. In Tuesday's episode, Chelsea will find some encouragement after talking to Victoria. Later in the week, Chelsea also surprises Adam. So it sounds like Chelsea will go ahead and grant Adam's request. What does this mean for Adam, Chelsea, and Connor Newman's future? Of course, once everyone learns about Ian and Jordan, it could give Chelsea and Connor another reason to stay with Adam at the ranch. Could this platonic co-parenting situation turn into a rekindled romance, though? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Friday, January 10, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS or Paramount Plus soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 14, promise some interesting plot twists in the land of Genoa City. Coming up on The Young and the Restless. Someone's revenge scheme takes a dangerous turn, while a character has a working theory on a missing person, and two people realize they have more in common than they once thought. What's said to unravel during Tuesday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon Newman in dire circumstances. Lie and R spoilers for Tuesday, January 14 imply that if fans didn't think that Sharon Newman was in dire circumstances before, her predicament is about to take an even more dangerous turn. What happens now? Sharon is running out of time and resources, so is there something else that could unfold to worsen the situation for her? Only time will tell. Lie and R spoilers. Nick Newman to the rescue. Speaking of Sharon, Lie and R spoilers for Tuesday, January 14 suggest that Nick Newman will have a theory about Sharon's disappearance and share it with Chance Chancellor. Obviously, Nick believes that Ian Ward has something to do with Sharon going missing, but can these two put the pieces of this puzzle together in time to save their ex? Fans will have to tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Chelsea Lawson finds common ground with Victoria Newman. Across town, Lie and R spoilers for Tuesday's episode reveal Chelsea Lawson and Victoria Newman will find out they have more in common than they think. As Chelsea struggles with the idea of moving in with Adam Newman at the Newman Ranch for Connor Newman's sake, will Vicky offer up some words of wisdom? These two ladies have never been close, considering the common bond they share with Johnny Abbott. Still, Chelsea might be apprehensive about moving in with Adam, especially with the idea that this could trigger a romantic reunion. Still, as Victoria recently enjoyed a nice reunion with her ex, Cole Howard, will she encourage Chelsea to take the leap of faith? The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Tuesday, January 14, reveals that Chelsea Lawson will run into Victoria Newman at the Jazz Lounge, so she'll join her for a drink. Victoria will get Chelsea to open up about possibly moving to the ranch for Connor Newman's sake, though Chelsea will make it clear that romance with Adam Newman is off the table. After Victoria makes a prediction about Chelsea being a good influence on Adam, Chelsea will mull over a family photo with Adam and Connor. Once Chelsea gets Adam on the phone, she'll ask to meet and reveal that she's made a decision about the ranch move. In the sewer, Sharon Newman will dream that Nick Newman has come to save her, but she'll ultimately jolt back to reality and realize he wasn't really there. After Sharon imagines Nick's voice reassuring her, she'll notice a bar propped up nearby that she might be able to use to free herself. Unfortunately, Sharon won't manage to reach it and will slump over in despair. At Society, Nick will join Summer Newman and Chance Chancellor, who won't have any updates on the Sharon search. Since the car door was shut and the windows were up, Nick will speculate that Sharon wasn't even in the car when it went in the river. Nick will also believe Sharon's tainted meds and the Heather frame-up could be related to her vanishing act now. When Chance learns Nick tracked Ian Ward down for another confrontation, he won't be happy about that. However, Nick won't be sorry about trying to get some answers about Sharon. Nick will still have a hunch that Ian was involved in Sharon's disappearance, so he'll try to convince Chance that Ian may be working with an accomplice. Since Ian made such a big show about being at Society, Nick will think maybe it was all a misdirection. Of course, Nick will be left to wonder who would be teaming up with Ian and going to such extremes. At the motel, Jordan will once again bicker with Ian, will accuse her of going rogue. Ian will suspect Sharon isn't deceased, and will rant about another loose end, so Jordan will finally admit she's stashed Sharon somewhere as an insurance policy. Jordan will also end her partnership with Ian since he hasn't followed through on helping with her plans. Ian will warn that it's a mistake and threaten to expose Jordan as Heather's killer, but she'll vow to retaliate if he does by sending the cops to Sharon and making sure the evidence points to him. After Jordan walks out on Ian, he'll have an angry meltdown. At Crimson Lights, Claire Newman will speak with Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter about Sharon and all the latest Ian news. Once Claire admits she overheard a tea order just like Jordan's, she'll mention calling the prison to make sure Jordan was still locked up. Next on Tuesday's I and R episode, Jordan will pop back up at the coffee house to order more tea. When Claire hears Jordan's voice, she'll call out to her by name. Jordan will be in her blonde wig and glasses, but she'll rush out the door before Claire can see her face. Claire will chase Jordan to the park, where Jordan will finally remove her glasses and turn around to confirm her identity. "Hello, kitten," Jordan will declare with a smirk. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire and Jordan's reunion will bring some unsettling moments, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless star Michelle Stafford shared slowed-down footage of the possible beginning of the Los Angeles wildfire. However, authorities have not declared the fires were caused by arson. Shocking footage. Stafford took to X to share the footage, which she slowed down. She wrote, "I've slowed this down to get a better look at this person. Someone who would intentionally start a fire. It's beyond anything I can understand. If anybody knows this woman, please report her to authorities." The video appears to show a woman who walks down the street and starts the fire, which has caused devastation. However, Fox News reported that authorities have denied that they've received credible reports to support the arson claims, which other celebrities like Henry Winkler, Days of Our Lives alum Allison Sweeney, and Stafford have shared or talked about on social media. Investigation. The cause of the fire remains unknown, and it continues to be under active investigation, Los Angeles Fire Chief Kristen Crowley said. Currently, the wildfires raging in Eaton and Palisades are 0% contained. They've burned 10,600 acres and 17,000 234 acres, respectively. One piece of good news is that firefighters successfully stopped the forward progress of the Sunset Fire in Hollywood Hills. Stafford's co-star Melissa Claire Egan lost her brand new home in the blaze. Plus, Eric Braeden evacuated his home last night. Braeden is among the roughly 180,000 people who've evacuated. Other soap stars like The Bold and The Beautiful's Jennifer Gareis and General Hospital's Cameron Matheson lost their homes in this out-of-control fire. Soap Hub's thoughts are with all those affected by these terrible fires. We hope if anyone is responsible for setting them, that they are stopped and brought to justice. However, as of now, authorities do not have a firm cause of what started these fires in Los Angeles. If there's anything that we've learned about Michelle Stafford over the years, it's that she's certainly someone who likes to tell it like it is. The young and the restless star Michelle Stafford furious, I'm sure they suck in bed. The young and the restless star, who is best known for her role as Phyllis Summers on the hit CBS soap, didn't hold back when she expressed her anger over the current situation in Los Angeles County with the ongoing wildfires. She even wrote on social media, property owners who are jacking up the price of their rentals in LA now are probably some of the grossest humans living right now. But I hope they're really happy with their money. Yay, you win. Losers. If that weren't enough, Michelle added, and I'm sure they suck in bed. Earlier in the week, Michelle took to her Instagram account to share a picture of the burning fires. The young and the restless news. What's next for Michelle Stafford? She wrote, all of my thoughts and strength are with the incredible men and women who are fighting this unimaginable disaster. All of the first responders. My family is safe. We are lucky this time. Thank you to all of you who have been asking. The actress added, note, from the time of this writing, so many of my friends have lost their homes. Now it's time to help our friends. This comes after reports that said Cameron Matheson, who is best known for his role as Drew Quartermain on the hit ABC soap, shared with his social media followers that he lost his home in the devastating wildfires that have hit Los Angeles County. As of press time, the catastrophic fires have not been contained. Cameron shared a photo of the wreckage and in his caption wrote, "We are safe, but this is what's left of our beautiful home." The actor also said, our home where our kids were raised and where they wanted to raise their own someday. In the meantime, drop us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. And don't forget that Soap Spoilers is your place for all of the latest news and gossip about your favorite celebrities and members of the royal family. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers find Nikki Newman raising suspicions during the 2 weeks of January 13 to 24, 2025. Elsewhere, someone makes threats while another makes a dangerous move on My and R. Check out the latest spoilers for the next 2 weeks on the CBS soap opera. Claire tightened her grip on the steering wheel as the dark road stretched endlessly ahead. Her heart raced, but not with fear this time, it was determination. The shadows of her past had loomed over her life for too long, and now the predator had become the prey. Jordan thought she could manipulate Claire like before, but she underestimated how much Claire had changed. Jordan's plan was clear: kidnap Claire's niece, her only living family, to lure Claire into her web. But Claire was ready. The moment she heard of Jordan's presence, every nerve in her body went on high alert. She wasn't the same timid woman who had once cowered in Jordan's shadow. Years of survival had sharpened her instincts, and more importantly, she had learned to fight back. Claire tracked Jordan down to an abandoned cabin deep in the woods, where the showdown began. The tension crackled in the air as Jordan's mocking voice filled the room. "You think you can stop me, Claire?" Jordan sneered, her eyes glinting with malice. "You're nothing without your fear of me." But Jordan's taunts fell flat. Claire's voice was steady as she stepped forward, knife clenched in her hand. "You're wrong, Jordan. I'm not afraid of you anymore." What followed was a blur of movement, shouts, and the clash of willpower. Jordan was relentless, but Claire fought with the ferocity of someone protecting not just herself, but everything she held dear. In the chaos, Claire's blade found its mark. Jordan's eyes widened in shock as she staggered back, collapsing to the floor. Blood pooled around her lifeless body, staining the wooden planks a deep crimson. Claire stood frozen, the knife slipping from her trembling hands. Her mind raced, terror creeping in, not of Jordan, but of what she had just done. Kyle's promise. The sound of footsteps startled her. Claire whirled around, her breath hitching as Kyle emerged from the shadows. His face was a mix of concern and resolve as he took in the scene before him. Without hesitation, he stepped forward, pulling her into his arms. "Claire," he murmured, his voice steady despite the situation. "Look at me. Trust me. I'll take care of this." Tears blurred Claire's vision as she clung to him. "What do we do, Kyle? I didn't mean for this to happen. She was going to take my niece. I had no choice." Kyle brushed her hair back gently. "You don't have to explain. I believe you, but we can't let anyone find out. I'll make sure no one ever does." Together, they worked under the cover of darkness, digging a shallow grave in the dense forest nearby. The cold earth clung to their hands as they lowered Jordan's body into the ground, burying her past and their secret along with it. Claire felt her chest tighten as the final mound of dirt was packed down. They left the scene hurriedly, their faces pale and their hands shaking, but their resolve unbroken. Ian Ward's sinister scheme. Claire and Kyle thought they had covered their tracks, but they didn't know that someone else had been watching, hidden in the shadows. Ian Ward had seen everything. Ian, a man known for his ruthless cunning and lack of morals, had captured their secret in a series of photographs. Claire's anguished face, the grave being dug, and Kyle's determined expression. A sinister smile crept across Ian's face as he reviewed the photos on his camera. This was leverage, powerful leverage. He knew the truth could destroy Claire and Kyle, and that gave him the upper hand. A deadly bargain. The next morning, Claire found an envelope slipped under the door of the motel room she and Kyle had rented. Inside were the photographs, along with a note written in Ian's unmistakable scrawl. "I know what you've done. Don't think you can outrun this. You'll hear from me soon, and when you do, you'll obey, or everyone will know your secret." Claire's blood ran cold as she read the note. She handed it to Kyle, her hands shaking. "He knows," she whispered. "Ian knows everything." Kyle read the note, his jaw tightening. "We won't let him control us. Ian may think he has the upper hand, but we'll find a way to stop him." But Claire wasn't so sure. Ian's reputation was notorious. He had a way of twisting people's lives to suit his own purposes, and now he had them exactly where he wanted them. The sudden shift in Tessa's behavior had left everyone perplexed. How could someone so loving and compassionate turn into a figure of fear and hostility toward Mariah? The question hung heavily over Genoa City, with whispers of betrayal and deceit spreading like wildfire. But the truth, as it turned out, was far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. The hidden twin, a dark revelation. The woman everyone believed to be Tessa was, in fact, her twin sister, an identical sibling no one knew existed. Unlike Tessa, her twin was a dark and manipulative force, carrying a lifelong resentment toward her sister. Their history was fraught with jealousy and rivalry, and she had often blamed Tessa for all the misfortunes in her life. Ian Ward, a master manipulator himself, discovered the existence of Tessa's twin during one of his schemes. Recognizing an opportunity, he easily lured her into his orbit, exploiting her bitterness and turning her into a pawn in his game. Together, they hatched a plan. Tessa's twin would assume her identity, sow chaos, and destroy the relationships Tessa had built, especially with Mariah. Tessa's captivity. While her twin wreaked havoc, the real Tessa languished in a cold, damp basement. Ian had ensured her disappearance would go unnoticed, hiding her in a location so remote that no one could hear her cries for help. The room was sparsely furnished, with only a dim light bulb hanging from the ceiling and chains binding her wrists. Days turned into weeks, and Tessa's strength began to wane. She fought to stay hopeful, clinging to the thought that Maria or someone else would eventually realize the truth. But the isolation was crushing, and every passing hour felt like an eternity. Maria's danger. Meanwhile, Maria was caught in a web of confusion and pain. The Tessa she interacted with seemed cold, distant, and even cruel at times. Their once unbreakable bond felt like it was crumbling, and Maria couldn't understand why. What had she done to deserve such hatred? Unbeknownst to her, the twin was slowly setting her up for a devastating fall. Ian and the imposter worked together to create scenarios that would implicate Maria in a crime, planting seeds of distrust and ensuring she would be isolated from everyone she cared about. Ian's plan was calculated and ruthless. If Maria was removed from the equation, it would not only destroy her but also leave Tessa entirely alone, an outcome that suited Ian's twisted goals. Cracks in the facade. But secrets like these have a way of unraveling. The imposter, despite her best efforts, couldn't perfectly emulate Tessa's mannerisms and memories. Small inconsistencies began to surface. She forgot key details about her relationship with Maria, reacted differently in familiar situations, and even exhibited skills and preferences that Tessa didn't have. Maria, sharp and intuitive, started to notice these discrepancies. At first, she dismissed them, attributing the changes to stress or personal struggles. But as the differences became more glaring, suspicion crept in. Who was this person claiming to be Tessa, and where was the real Tessa? The truth emerges. The imposter's charade couldn't last forever. Maria's growing mistrust led her to dig deeper, retracing Tessa's steps and questioning her recent behavior. A slip of the tongue or an unfamiliar reaction could be the key to exposing the truth, and Maria was determined to find it. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, January 14 show that the best-laid plans of evildoers is about to go awry. Jordan kidnapped Sharon Newman on Ian Ward's orders. But she didn't follow those instructions to a T, and now the chickens may come home to roost. Here's what you need to know as the week in GC continues to unfold. Sharon is in trouble. Jordan did not off Sharon as she was told to do. She left her chained up in the sewers. No one understood the depths to which Nick Newman would go to in order to save Sharon, and that could be Jordan and Ian's undoing. Today, Nick shares his hunch with Detective Chance Chancellor. The Young and the Restless spoilers, can Sharon be saved? Chance and Nick are desperate to get Sharon home alive. Two heads are better than one, and Nick knows in his gut that Ian is behind Sharon's disappearance. They will have to work fast in order to figure out Ian's twisted trail before Sharon's food and water runs out. Meanwhile, Chelsea Lawson and Victoria Newman get to talking, and one thing leads to another. They both were with Billy Abbott and have young Johnny Abbott in common. Y and R spoilers, Chelsea confides in Victoria. Everyone has been telling Chelsea to reconcile with Adam Newman already, and she is considering moving with him and their son Connor Newman to the Newman Ranch. Mom to mom, Victoria might also shed some light on what it's like to help an offspring in mental distress, as she has with Claire Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers, what happens next in Genoa City, Wisconsin? Connor and Adam are moving to the ranch, and Connor wants his mom Chelsea to move too. She and Adam are not together, although they had a one-nighter in the not-too-distant past. It could be difficult for her to deny Connor his wish, but it would be bad parenting if she gives in to him out of fear he will relapse. Then again, there is the possibility of what happens next if the family of three start up housekeeping. Do you want to see Chatham back together? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Summer Newman is having a hard time with Kyle Abbott's relationship with Claire Newman, and her growing role in Harrison Abbott's life. It's clear that Summer is struggling with some insecurities that are only going to get worse from here. Of course, a lot of Summer's complicated feelings may be tied to her lingering love for Kyle. Chance Chancellor is ready to help Summer move on, but things may not go according to plan. Summer had dinner with Chance and seems on board for more meals together, so she may try to force herself to let go of Kyle, at least initially. That could spell disaster if Summer reconnects with Chance in the bedroom and ends up saying the wrong name. It's easy to imagine Summer calling out Kyle instead of Chance in a passionate moment. Summer might have a fantasy that Kyle is in bed with her and catch Chance off guard when she mistakenly blurts out her ex-husband's name under the covers. Although Chance was eager to try again with Summer, that could certainly be a deal breaker for him. Since I and our spoilers hint that Summer will pursue Kyle in the coming months, the show might use a bedroom blunder as a strategy to get Chance out of the way. If Summer fantasizes about Kyle in bed and potentially calls Chance by the wrong name, that could open both Chance and Summer's eyes to what she really wants. It could mark a turning point where Summer shifts her focus to reuniting with Kyle and putting their family with Harrison back together. Regardless, our predictions indicate that Summer's pursuit of Kyle will lead to some shockers down the road, so we'll pass along updates once her plan kicks off. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Summer will indeed decide she wants Kyle back sooner or later, so stay tuned for more news on all the romantic drama. We'll have other exciting Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates to check out, so make us your one-stop lie and our source. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers find Nikki Newman raising suspicions during the 2 weeks of January 13 to 24, 2025. Elsewhere, someone makes threats while another makes a dangerous move on My and R. Check out the latest spoilers for the next 2 weeks on the CBS soap opera. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers. Nikki Newman sparks cause for concern. Young and the Restless spoilers during the next 2 weeks confirm that Nikki Newman learns Jordan Howard is back in town. After coming face-to-face with Jordan, Claire Newman warns Nikki and Victoria Newman that Jordan is in town. Indeed, Nikki will be distraught. Later, her husband, Victor Newman, grows suspicious of her, so she may not tell him about Jordan right away. If so, he will know something is up. Also, he may worry that whatever is going on with her will push her off the wagon and back to the vodka bottle. Indeed, the mustache will be on high alert on Young and the Restless this week. I and our 2-week spoilers. Claire pushed too far. While Victor Newman frets over Nikki Newman, Claire Newman is fed up. This week, she's had enough of Jordan Howard's antics. So she threatens her. Perhaps she threatens to call the cops on her crazy great-aunt. Or maybe Claire Newman will snap and kill Jordan. Also, on Young and the Restless, Chelsea Newman makes peace with Victoria Newman. Then Chelsea shocks Adam Newman. Perhaps she gives him his way and agrees to move on to the Newman ranch with him and their son, Connor Newman. If so, this could be the beginning of a genuine reunion for them. Young and the Restless spoilers next 2 weeks. Ian puts revenge plan into overdrive. Meanwhile, Ian Ward takes the next step in his plot for revenge on Sharon Newman. And soon, things get more dangerous. Later, Victor discovers something about Ian. Elsewhere, Nick Newman develops a theory that he shares with Detective Chance Chancellor. So, he may think he has an idea of where Sharon is. Meanwhile, on Young and the Restless, Sharon tries desperately to escape from the sewer with an iron rod. In other drama, Billy Abbott does something shocking. No doubt, it involves his scheme against Victor. Later, Phyllis Summers tries to get Billy to confess something to her. My and R is dramatic and suspenseful. Don't miss a minute to see if Nikki Newman goes off the deep end on the CBS Sudser. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest the week of January 13 to 17 will be explosive on so many fronts. First off, Claire Newman's suspicions about her Aunt Jordan being out on the loose will be confirmed. Fans may recall that during the Friday, January 10 episode, Claire had an uneasy feeling while at the coffee house when Esther Valentine read out an oolong tea order that was the exact same way her aunt would take the beverage. As the order was very detailed in the way the tea was to be served up, Claire couldn't help but feel weird about it. While she relayed what happened to Nikki Newman after she got back to the Chancellor offices, her grandmother tried to fluff it off. After all, Jordan was in prison, and Victor Newman was keeping tight security around the family, so she had nothing to worry about. Fast forward to the week of January 13 to 17, and Y&R's weekly preview suggests that Jordan will get busted at Crimson once again by Claire. She'll be waiting in line behind Jordan scrolling her phone, and once Jordan grabs her order and thanks the server, Claire will immediately recognize the voice and call her aunt out. As the days go by, Claire will inform Nikki and Victoria Newman about the incident, but will they believe her? Will they bring Victor into the loop? That's hard to say. However, once the Friday, January 17 episode hits, it sounds as if Claire and Jordan will engage in a fierce face-off. After all, Claire will issue her aunt a threat, and she'll likely mean business. There's a chance that Jordan tries to kidnap Claire, or Claire simply runs into her aunt and corners her herself. Regardless, Claire is over the fear and intimidation she once felt from her aunt. Jordan stole so many happy years from her that she's not going to allow her to take any more. Now that Claire is living her best life as a Newman, not to mention being in a hot romance with Kyle Abbott, the only fear she has is moving backward. Could Claire and Jordan end up getting into a physical fight? They'll likely get into a sparring of words, but if Jordan threatens Claire's freedom in any way, shape, or form, she'll strike back. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Claire didn't come this far just to come this far. Whatever the circumstance behind their face-off, Claire will move mountains to stop Jordan for good, not only for herself, but for the safety of her family. Could this mean that Claire crosses a line and is behind Jordan's demise? Anything is possible in the land of Genoa City. Is your one-stop shop for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, predictions, and updates. So make us your trusted source for all the best Y&R information. The drama in Genoa City is set to escalate as Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson navigate a whirlwind of emotions and life-altering decisions. The episode, airing Tuesday, January 14, promises intense developments for the couple and their intertwined lives with the Newman family. Sharon's plight and its ripple effect. While Sharon Newman struggles for survival in a dire situation, chained in a sewage basement with dwindling food and water supplies, Adam's focus remains on his family. Ian Ward believes Sharon's fate is sealed, but her resilience could lead to unexpected twists. As Nick Newman and Chance Chancellor team up to uncover Sharon's whereabouts, the tension in Genoa City mounts. Although Adam is not directly involved in Sharon's ordeal, the Newman family dynamics are inevitably impacted. Nick's suspicions about Ian's involvement and his determination to bring Sharon home safely might put the Newman brothers at odds, as always. Meanwhile, Chelsea finds herself at a critical juncture. After Adam's heartfelt plea for her to move into the Newman ranch for Connor Newman's sake, Chelsea is torn. She knows how much stability means to their son, especially after the challenges he has faced. However, the idea of living under the same roof as Adam stirs up a mix of emotions. In Tuesday's episode, Chelsea crosses paths with Victoria Newman, and the two women share a rare moment of connection. Both have been through tumultuous relationships with Billy Abbott and share maternal ties to Johnny Abbott. As they catch up, Chelsea might open up about her conflicting feelings for Adam and the possibility of moving to the ranch. Victoria, who has faced her own struggles with family and mental health, could offer Chelsea valuable insights. Her past efforts to support Clara Newman during a difficult time might provide Chelsea with a fresh perspective on how to prioritize Connor's well-being without losing herself in the process. As Chelsea wrestles with her decision, the stakes couldn't be higher. Moving into the Newman Ranch would mean more than just proximity to Adam. It would signify a step toward rebuilding their fractured relationship. But can Chelsea trust Adam completely given their history? The repercussions of this decision will ripple through their lives. Living together as a family might bring healing and stability for Connor, but it could also reignite old tensions between Adam and Chelsea. Moreover, the Newman family's ever-present drama could complicate their efforts to create a peaceful home environment. What's next? As the episode unfolds, viewers will see Chelsea grapple with her choice and Adam's determination to convince her that moving to the ranch is the right move. Will Chelsea take the leap and give their family another chance, or will her doubts and fears hold her back? Stay tuned to The Young and the Restless as Adam and Chelsea's story takes center stage, promising emotional confrontations, heartfelt moments, and unexpected twists that will keep fans hooked. CBS, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Daphne was set up by Steffi to seduce Carter. Steffi thinks that as long as Carter has nothing to do with Hope, everything will go back to the way it was before. Hope was the one who incited Carter to betray Ridge and take over Forrester Creations because she hates Ridge and Brooke for firing her. She has been holding a grudge for so long. Daphne seems trustworthy because she is a classmate of Steffi's. However, it seems that she will fall in love with another man at the Forrester Creations office. Therefore, the plan is likely to fail. Who will be the man Daphne falls in love with? The first possibility is Zend. Zend is actually a member of the Forrester family. He should have been fired after Carter took over. However, because Zendi is Carter's best friend, Carter did not treat him like that. Zendi is currently single and is the company's chief designer. His status and appearance really catch people's attention. Zendi has an indescribable charm. Daphne, who is new to the company, would likely be more impressed by Zend, not Carter or anyone else. Another possibility is Ridge. Ridge could be called the richest man in Los Angeles. Every woman liked him. Ridge had both looks and power, so it was understandable that many people found him attractive. Daphne joined Forrester Creations after Ridge was no longer with the company, but the two still met occasionally. Although Daphne was much younger than Ridge, she might find herself drawn to him. Ridge had some irresistible qualities that could make even someone from a different generation feel their feelings wavering. Finally, there is Justin. While not exactly charming or honest, Justin has a way of accommodating women. Fans of the show know that Justin once betrayed Bill and went to work for Ridge. As a result, he has never earned absolute trust from anyone. Some believe that a man like Justin cannot be truly loyal to anyone. He is known for enthusiastically helping women, especially since he is still single and has more opportunities to assist people he has known before.